Hello, everyone, and welcome to the After Dark Film Society. If you missed our first episode, I'll just give us a brief introduction. We're a group of 4 friends who met through the Dead Poets Society fandom, and now we're in the habit of watching movies together. That's majority of movies the actors have starred in. I'm Ashley.
B.
I'm Sunny.
Yeah, and today we're all here to discuss 2 films. They both star Gale-Hansen, who plays Charlie Dalton in Dead Poets Society. And first we'll be starting with Double Vision, which was released in 1992. Is there any volunteers that wants to try and explain the plot of this movie?
I know exactly what happened in this movie, so I can do it. I know exactly what happened. So there are 2 Kim Cattralls. Inside you are 2 Kim Cattralls. There's
one is American and the other is English.
Well, no. So they're twins, and one lives in New York and is a cancer research or a surgeon's assistant. Does something in medicine.
No,
I
thought it was her fiance or whatever.
No,
or do they both?
Yeah, they're both.
Okay.
Yeah, B.
I'm catching up. Okay, this movie's weird.
And then the other Kim Cattrall lives in London, and she wears skimpy clothes, and she's a struggling actress. And New York Kim Cattrall is going to get married to Gale-Hansen. And they're going to get married on Saturday, just so you know. And she's like, I want to invite my twin sister, who I'm kind of estranged from, to my wedding. But then she has a vision of her sister being dead. And she decides she needs to go to London right now to figure out what happened. And so she goes, and she starts to pretend to be her sister to get in with her people, and finds out her sister was having an affair with Christopher Lee. Like the Christopher Lee you're thinking of.
The Christopher Lee.
The Christopher Lee who saw the last French guillotine execution. That one. And she thinks that Christopher Lee killed her sister. I don't really know what happens between that and the 3rd act, other than Gale gets really mad at New York Kim Cattrall because she's been pretending to be her sister for so long, and they're getting married on Saturday, and they're not even in New York. He's like, look at who you're becoming. And then she decides she's going to go to Christopher Lee's house and confront him. And it turns out he did not kill her. Someone else did. And that someone else shows up and tries to kill New York Kim Cattrall. And then Gale-Hansen pops out of the lake and kills him. And then the movie's over.
Yep. I think that's the gist of it.
Yeah, so wrap it all up. We got it.
Yeah, I think I basically described the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, London Kim Cattrall, she's the struggling actor and high class call girl. So she's like a higher up prostitute that gets paid.
She's an escort.
Yeah, to go do it with Christopher Lee. And her best friend, Jimmy, who is the real murderer, he hates her. He's in love with her, but he hates her because she's in love with Christopher Lee's character that's paying her to have sex with him. And so his thought process is if I can't have her, no one can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he kills her, which is I mean, in all fairness, Jimmy is pretty good looking, but it's dude, be for real.
He makes it seem like Christopher Lee did it. He did it in Christopher Lee's boathouse or whatever.
Yes, he tries to pin it on him, and it's a whole thing. But yeah, he
Things
is.
that happen in this movie. There is one that is so egregious, and it's the fact that they have not one, but two flashbacks featuring the twins. And they have child actors to be the twins. Do you think they use the child actors' voices?
They
No.
That would
They use. Pardon?
I mean that you would think that, you know, they have the child actors, they would use their voices for those characters. Like that seems obvious.
Well, that is so wrong, you dumb
Oh.
idiot. Because I'm sorry. No, they use so clearly adult Kim Cattrall's voice that is pitched up really high, except they made her talk like she was a child, but it's not how children actually speak. And so it's like, yes, stupid, and it's so weird and unnecessary. Anyway.
Caroline, no.
Caroline, no. Kim Cattrall, no. It's kind of like Elmo.
Yeah. Except
Yeah,
Elmo, I would have a better time listening to Elmo.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway.
the movie's a lot all over the place. And like Sunny was pointing out there while she was going over the plot, is like there is so much time that is covered in this, but it has to take place in at least under a week because like the whole
Getting married
time,
on Saturday.
our wedding is on Saturday. Okay, well that was like 2 Saturdays ago, bro. Like you've been in London for like already 10 days. Like what do you mean?
They flew. How long does it take to fly between New York and London? Because she does it, then he does it, and they're still getting married on Saturday.
It's at least like what, like 10 hours adding in like extra
Not
travel
even.
time and
It's
waiting.
8 hours. 8 hours
from
at
New
most.
York to London, yeah, probably 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah, when I've flown from like Ottawa to Philly to London, it may be 7.5, 8 hours.
I usually do Philadelphia to London, and that is pushing to 8 hours.
Yeah. Can
So
vouch.
long flight, but a lot of times it's overnight. So
You sleep through it.
Long flight.
Either way, they're in London for way too long of a time. And also, how is it not stressful to anyone but except maybe Gale's character that like you are not there the week before your wedding getting things prepared and like put together? That's just absurd to me.
Plot is loving his wife and he's getting married on Saturday, and that's all the plot they gave him.
Yeah. Like I saw somebody on Letterboxd say something about how he just plays like the useless fiance in this, but I would argue to say like yes, they do kind of give him that persona, like he's the boring fiance, but he also is the one that like still loves her even though she's acting crazy and pretending to be her sister, and then like literally fights to the death for her against her sister's murderer.
He's completely useless and only used as like a plot device until the last 5 minutes of the movie where he solves the problem by killing someone.
Like literally, yeah. The movie would be an entirely different movie without him. And he looks phenomenal in it too, that sweater.
Incredible knitwear. Incredible knitwear.
Yeah. His car, his jacket, his vibe, like they made Gale the good looking one on purpose in this. And then there's like a scene with dogfighting. I always forget this. But like I don't understand why.
I forgot about that.
It's like a flashback scene or something too. Is it when
it's
Lisa's
when she's trying to be like edgy
or something?
Yeah. She's trying to be like edgy like her sister, which includes fucking dogfighting for some reason.
Going to like grimy parts of London, like a dogfighting ring.
Yes, and then she goes and picks up a call girl assignment too, to like girl, you're getting married on Saturday, and she's like, let me just find something like to do so I know what it felt like.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused on what the like psychological warfare she's supposed to be. Because like I can't imagine it's hard enough to, lose a sibling. It's hard enough for someone in your family to have been murdered. I can only imagine the connection you have with your twin makes that so much harder. Like that is a very special connection to have with another person. And like, I can't imagine, what she's going through, but like, I also can't imagine that like taking on her persona and becoming an escort for the night would help heal you in any way from that. Again, I don't know. I'm speaking out of turn here. However, I don't see how that would, and maybe that's the point, is that she's doing things that aren't helpful for her psyche after just losing her twin sister, who she has the same haircut as.
They're
Yeah,
definitely playing on
you
these
can't
twin
tell who's
links.
who.
She is going through the flashbacks. She's trying to live her sister's life, but ultimately it's helping no one. She's not solving anything. It's Gale who comes in at the last minute and is like, "You're in danger. We're getting married on Saturday, and you're putting yourself in danger."
It's really important that they are on this time crunch of they need to be back by Saturday to get married.
And she's off with this random man. Jimmy.
Well, the time crunch doesn't even really help because we don't know when the movie starts necessarily. It isn't like
It's gotta start on the Saturday before, considering how much we go through.
well, so yeah, but like it doesn't start with someone being, like, ugh, Mondays, am I right? Like there's no, like, they're at work, I guess, so it must be a weekday, but at the same time, like it isn't, I don't know, it is they don't really specify the, how much time they actually have. They just say they need to be back by Saturday, but we don't know when Saturday is.
It's
So
on
it's
Saturday,
What
funny.
Saturday?
the
It could just
suspense.
be any vague Saturday in the future.
Not to be
Yes, it could be.
Listen,
If they didn't know how the English language worked, it could be. But like they're saying it's on Saturday, so the implication is it is on the upcoming Saturday. But we don't know when they say it's on Saturday. We don't know if it's Monday or if it's Wednesday. I'm belaboring the point because usually you use a time crunch as like or a deadline to build suspense for like they need to figure this out now, they need to do it quickly, they need to do it before Christopher Lee leaves town, or like it's something like that. But because we don't actually know where we are in time, the time crunch, doesn't really, it's not very effective.
Yeah. We're brushing over like the twin telepathy thing too. Like New York Kim keeps getting visions in, like, they're still very connected even though they portray it as like they haven't talked in years.
So yes, I've heard a lot of myths about twins in my time. To my understanding, like it's pretty normal for twins to like have a language or like communicate in a specific way that's just for the two of them. There are lots of people who could claim that they can read, their twin's mind or stuff. So I don't think it's supposed to be like a supernatural mind reading seer thing. I think it's just supposed to represent this, unbreakable bond of being a twin. But at the same time, that bond does need to be nurtured, I feel. Like, the reason twins are so close is because they go to school and they live together and I don't know if it gets different, when if they go to different universities, live in different countries. I imagine, that would separate them a bit, especially, I mean, in the 90s, they didn't have cell phones, they could only like send letters or fax, I guess. But yeah, the telepathy isn't really used in a psychological way. It's more like a really weird plot device. So it is weird. It is weird. And that's where all of the funky Caroline, you're so stupid comes in. So B's favorite part.
Yeah, honestly, peak cinema.
Oh yeah, go off, B. I actually want to hear it.
No. I think I'm protecting my mental health by choosing to not rant about the choices, the very interesting choices. Fucking Caroline, you stupid bitch! Oh my god.
What do you think about Kim Cattrall's Bob, B?
It is a fuck ass Bob, I will admit. She does look like a little lad who likes berries and cream, but
I think I've
What's
had that
weird
exact
about it
Bob.
is it's clearly a wig, but they didn't give two different wigs to at least differentiate the twins somehow. Like they had but
they have
only one wig.
They have the exact same haircut. They have kind of the same sense of style, just different color schemes.
Yeah, except one was edgy. I guess the budget wasn't insanely high because they could only afford one fucking wig, and they couldn't only afford actual children actors.
They could only afford one Kim Cattrall, obviously.
I know, right? In this economy.
But another thing I wanted to bring up is when I was researching this movie, I discovered that it's actually a book adaptation, which is just crazy. I mean, I guess it makes sense. A lot of things come from books. That's just how it works. But I'm going to read the book description to you because to me, they didn't follow the plot line of the book at all. It says, second chance for murder. Jim Cleary and Caroline Marshall are both celebrating anniversaries. For Jimmy, it has been 5 vengeful years since he strangled the wrong beautiful woman. And for Caroline, it's been 5 years of mourning the unexplainable murder of her twin sister, Lisa. Now the two will come together as Jimmy plans an anniversary party that neither will ever forget. Like, that's not what happened in the movie at all.
No, that is also a lot. It's a lot clearer of a plot than the movie as well. I guess so I don't think Jimmy in the movie, he doesn't really serve the same purpose as it sounds like. It sounds like in the book he is a main character or the main character, along with, I assume, New York Kim Cattrall. And so, like, obviously the connection there is he meant to strangle Caroline. Well, now I'm confused. He meant to strangle New York Kim Cattrall, but he accidentally strangled London Kim Cattrall. And he's throwing an anniversary party for strangling her? Or is he throwing is he now dating New York Kim Cattrall and throwing her an anniversary party where he kills her? I'm just confused.
Whatever it is, it sounds just as confusing as the movie, so very messed up.
They took the plot of the book and went, what if we make this book into a movie, but we took the plot and got rid of it and then made it bad?
And it was already bad.
No, that the book is great either.
Yeah.
That's my beef with Shakespeare, though.
It could be.
In the movie, and London Kim are in a theatre group and they're doing Othello. I get that there are links between Iago manipulating Othello into feeling more jealous that he ends up murdering Ophelia in the same way that Jimmy kills London Kim. It doesn't make any sense in the movie. They mention it. They don't even mention it. They're just like, oh yeah, we're doing Othello. And then London Kim's just like, oh, this is character, I hate this play, and then she gets killed off the same way almost. It has no relevance and I don't understand it, and it drives me crazy that they just inserted Othello for no reason and they do nothing with it when the whole plot really could have used a bit of Shakespeare just to give it some real plot. I hate it.
It's like it tried to be an adaptation of Othello, but they didn't want to lean into it, and so they thought that by like just mentioning it, they could get away with it.
Mentioning it like a derogatory way. I don't. Yeah, this movie.
Ugh, Othello.
Yeah, the movie is definitely something. I say if we want to have fun talking about it, at the end when Gale-Hansen gets into his action sequence and he gets like punched in the face and ends up laying like upside down out of a car, which is like the most awkward thing you've seen in your life.
Yeah, all
And it's
the
like
blood rushing
raining
to
and
his head.
he's like dangling out of a car upside down, no joke. But then like he's
His
passed
arms
out
over his
and you
head.
don't see him. And they're fighting New York Kim Cattrall and Jimmy are fighting in the boathouse and he's trying to murder her like her sister. And Gale appears out of underwater, like no joke. Like
He just emerges.
surfaces with a splash, like wearing a sweater that's soaking wet. I know had to have weighed 30 pounds.
Because it was a wool sweater.
Yeah. And he appears from underwater just to like beat up Jimmy and save his fiance. And it is very cute and sweet, but like you almost can't take it seriously because you're telling me that Gale awoke from being knocked out, dangling out of a car, and his tactic was to swim underwater to sneak into the boathouse. Like, just picture that for a minute. It's something.
I have an idea. A sneak attack where I'm gonna go underwater. So when I come up, I make a bunch of noise. It's a sneak attack, but I make a bunch of noise. It really is very silly. I mean, the last like 5 minutes of this movie are probably the most interesting part, but I mean, as much as the whole movie's complete nonsense, true nonsense. And like Jimmy dies, and then the two of them, New York Kim Cattrall and Gale, they're like, well, that's the end of that. And then the fucking credits roll.
Yeah, because they're getting married on Saturday. They
They're
don't have time for anything else.
married on Saturday.
They don't have time for any more plot.
Like the story's over. They ran out of budget.
They ran out of film. Do we know if there's any
sweater's
legal...
gonna start shrinking?
Yeah, do we know if there's any legal repercussions? Because they killed a guy?
Ruined-
Who knows? But
ruined
what we do know
someone's
is they're
life.
getting married on Saturday.
Actually,
The movie's just the best way to describe it is that you can't describe it. And really, you probably shouldn't waste your time on it unless you're interested in looking at Gale-Hansen, who is gorgeous and does save the movie towards the end. He is arguably the only good part of it at all. And that's saying something because Kim Cattrall really is phenomenal, but they just do her so dirty in this. It's just not worth it.
The one thing that I also want to mention about Gale-Hansen is at one point he's in the operating room because, like I mentioned, he's a surgeon's assistant or something, or he's like an intern. And he's in the operating room with a, like, I don't know if it's a full book or if it's a pamphlet that's like how to be a good husband, which he's reading while they have the patient like open on the table, which would be cute. He's reading a book on how to be a good husband, but like, hey man, can you focus on your job for a sec? First of all, that's not sterile. You can't just bring shit into the fucking operating room and then dig around for someone's ruptured appendix with your hands.
Even
Like,
then,
no, with that
bring
attitude.
the book into surgery. That's just crazy.
Like, dude, pay attention. This is a serious thing. You could kill someone by, like, what if he dropped his book into someone on top of someone's fucking stomach?
someone's stomach.
So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. That was like half a second. But I enjoyed that. That was funny.
Yeah, and
also
isn't that the
enjoyed-
moment he decides he's like, I gotta go to London?
Yeah, and then he walks out of the
Yeah.
operating room.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fact they have a Barbara Windsor cameo in London, that they do nothing with, and how they got her in the movie, I don't know. But that's the
Mm.
fun part.
Yeah, you're just watching it, minding your own business, and then you're just like, holy shit, is that Peggy from EastEnders? And then they just put her away,
Move on.
leaving you to wonder, was that Peggy from EastEnders?
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know because she was only there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Movie. It's just an unexplainable movie. We barely understand it 2 rewatches in.
It really is.
No,
Like I've seen it twice now.
explained.
Ugh. It
I
can't be
perfectly explained the plot.
explained.
I said
did
everything that
have it
happened in
correct.
this movie.
It's
Um,
double vision. You got to watch it double the amount of times to even begin to process.
Yeah, it is not a very clear film. I mean, yeah, it's very odd. It's an odd adaptation. Yeah. Gale's great, but
It's not a very good film.
yeah, the film's pretty fucking shit, and don't waste your time with it. Gale's great though.
He does his best.
Every
He's
review
really-
on Letterboxd for this movie is about Gale-Hansen. So there is an audience that's watching it, and it includes us, and it's only for Gale. But yeah, if no one has anything else to bring up about this crazy movie, we can move into our other Gale action movie, Under Surveillance, if Chloe wants to proceed.
But I do want to note, I think I said Ophelia earlier when I meant Desdemona. I'm not dumb. Double vision just got to me.
Wow.
No,
Fake
I have to
Shakespeare
pretend
fan.
like this literature degree has to be shredded. Take it away from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes.
I'm coming to your house right now and revoking it myself. But
Just have it.
also
At this point, have it.
but also probably revoke my degrees too, because I did not catch that at all. I was like, yeah, Ophelia gets killed.
I mean, she gets killed in a different play. Yeah. Anyway, a 180 from accidental hero Gale into purposeful hero Gale with Under Surveillance, a 1991 cop-style mystery thriller about the dark and dangerous world of insurance fraud. He follows the old-school insurance investigator Frank, played by Robert Darby, if I'm saying his name correctly, who finds out his colleague and best friend in the world has been killed in a car accident, which in Frank's head is a murder. In the midst of his crash out, where he tries to kill his boss in one really unhinged office scene, he is forcefully assigned a new partner, the young and eager Joel, played by our favorite action man, Gale-Hansen. Does anyone want to walk us through the odd dynamic between Robert and Gale in this movie?
The kind of dynamic that the two of them have isn't necessarily like new or original. It's kind of, one of them is the old school, serious, gotta do my mission, and then the other one is, kind of golden retriever and up to date on all of the technology. That's Gale-Hansen. And they, that personality, of course, they clash, but they end up each one using the other's techniques to go on side missions. And like it's for anyone listening, if you've ever watched an episode of Law and Order, it's basically what the two detectives, nearly all of them, that dynamic of the senior one, he's been around for a long time and he doesn't understand these cell phones. It's like Lenny and Ed. So not like the most original dynamic in the world. I think Gale is really good at the tech guy, not larger than life.
Eager,
Like
very eager.
he's very eager. He's really into this. He finds it like enjoyable, and he's very, peppy. But Robert Davi, he's like, no, I need to take this seriously. I can't smile or ever make a joke.
It seems almost like a punishment for him because,
Mm-hmm.
the strangest way possible, Gale's character gets this job by being plucked from his basement office where he's a bit meeks and pits making gadgets. He's very much the tech guy who's irritating everyone by being a stickler for the rules. And they're like, you are going with this loose cannon whose very serious partner has just been murdered or killed in
Mm-hmm.
the official line. He's not even an official investigator. He's just some office guy from the basement.
He's just some guy with a van and some cameras.
With a Scooby van.
Right.
And,
Ashley, could you... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, even though he's the basement guy, Gale, in the same way as the Navy jumper in Double Vision, a bit of an object in the movie. So yeah, Ashley, do you want to make a comment on this?
You trying to get me to talk about them tight blue jeans that Gale-Hansen rocks?
Yes,
The
the
whole
elevator.
movie. These are... I've never wanted to be a pair of pants so bad in my life. Kind of pants, okay? They hug everything in the right way. And the best part about it is the movie acknowledges it. And I'm not talking about solely like camera angles. Like there is once a camera angle where we basically are like crotch up and it is divine. But like there's
His
even a
crotch is in the
character.
center.
Yes. There's even a character who at one point goes, "You got a cute ass." To Gale. Like this is how life-changing these blue jeans are.
I don't know who Gale-Hansen's agent was. I don't know if, like, it really is surprising to me that Gale, off the back of, playing the charming Charlie Dalton, didn't get more roles where he was a love interest or where he, like, I think in this one, he is closer to the charm that Charlie had. Even in Double Vision, like he's not, other than like he's gorgeous and we like him, he's not like that notable of a guy. He's not that interesting, but he's incredibly charming in this. He's got a great personality and he's got great jeans and a great wife beater tank top.
Yes.
Camera angle also gives us another picture in the collection of Gale's butch lesbian allegations. I don't know if this is just like certain corners of the fandom or the Discord. There's quite a few pictures in this collection, both in movie and out of movie. Why is that? Like, what is it about his energy?
Lesbian, I claim him.
Objectify him, but I think he has like the body of a butch lesbian. Like he's kind of the right height. He has kind of the same build. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same
The
fashion
white
sense.
beaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because a lot of the photos are him in like 90s fashion, and a lot of lesbian fashion hasn't aged since the 90s. So
fair.
I see it. I see the vision.
Double Vision.
Oh my god, roll credits.
It all
No.
circles back.
Like the medical office with the receptionist. This film has quite a few unhinged scenes. I don't know if everyone has a favorite. My personal favorite is the girl who gets on the motorcycle and is just blown up and never mentioned again. Anyone else have a favorite, like out of context unhinged scene?
I'm personally a fan of the no emotion, no scream.
No!
No, you put too much energy into that, Ashley. It has to be like, no.
with the gun out and everything.
the gun out.
No.
Yeah,
And
it's so
then he stops and then
Like,
he
you have-
shoots.
You have to sound like you took a Quaalude like 15 minutes ago, and then you just found out your mom died. Like,
You have to like chug an entire like night NyQuil, and
Yeah.
then someone's like, another plane hit the towers. No. By the way, I'm American, so I can make that joke.
I'm not, so I can't, and I will
Yeah,
not
I'm
laugh.
going to be quiet.
You guys aren't allowed to laugh at that.
Only
Only
Ashley.
Ashley can laugh at it.
I think we're brushing over a little bit the plot of this movie.
What plot?
Oh, there kind of is, because Robert Davi's partner is like brutally murdered, and he's trying to find out why, even though like his boss is like, this isn't your case, leave it alone. But he's going against it. And that's like what him and Gale do the whole time, is just random side quests trying to solve this murder. They find out that like the guy's girlfriend and the boss was involved. And then like Robert Davi is like intimate with his dead best friend's girlfriend too, which is just crazy. Anyone want to talk about that?
Sunny.
So what happens is that he's like, we figured it out. It was the boss. Case closed. And then they start like undressing each other, being sexy, intimate. And while he's like trailing down her torso, titties out, he's like sucking on her nipple. She confesses that she took part in the death of his old partner, and they keep doing stuff, and Gale like and
He figures it out. Yeah.
he's also figuring it out while this is happening. So then he goes to the house, and Robert Davi is like, how could you do this? I can't believe. So sad. And then Gale-Hansen comes in and shoots her.
Tits out.
Tits out. Yitties out.
Efforts.
So it's a very odd confession scene, because he doesn't really, correct me if I'm wrong, but he doesn't really use any of the tactics that he always claimed worked to get this confession out of her. He just like sucks her sucks he just sucks on her a little bit.
That's for sure.
It was mommy son milk time.
Oh god.
Oh,
No, that was too much.
no. Put it away.
Sorry.
Jail.
But yeah, it's like they're being intimate because they think like they can put this behind them, they can move forward, they can be together. It isn't that he went into it thinking, again, correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't go into it thinking she had something to do with it, and he was seducing her as a way to get her to confess to that. It just kind of happened while Gale was somewhere else also figuring it out. So, I mean, did that happen so that they could have boobs on screen?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And look, there's nothing, like, they're just boobs, but like when it's done like this, it's yucky.
Yeah, they didn't really think some of it through.
Richard doesn't really do much, but turn up with some takeaway food, cry about her dead partner, and then have that one very long, drawn out confession scene. Just kind of one of those plots where I hate to be a hater. You do have to ask yourself, could this character be replaced with a lamp? Would anything in the plot change?
No, she could be replaced with a sexy lamp.
Exactly.
The leg lamp from Christmas Story.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Does anyone have anything else they want to discuss about this movie?
I really like the part where Gale-Hansen is in tight jeans and a wife beater and he gets choked out.
That's a great screenshot,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That whole scene in the doctor's office is so weird because like every scene that we've talked about so far, like they're all connected loosely with they're trying to figure out who killed, but they all take place in places that it doesn't make sense that the outcome is that the boss and the girlfriend did it. You know what I mean? It's like they go to this dingy bar to talk to someone. That girl gets on the motorcycle and dies.
Yeah, like
Best part of the movie. They go to the doctor's office so Gale can fake getting an examination and speak with one of the physicians.
that
But
they
like,
think's involved too, which is just all
yeah,
very confusing.
but like
Someone
none
gets
of that
thrown out the
really.
window.
Yeah, that
Oh
happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
so one of the guys gets thrown out the window, and if you've ever seen Rear Window this happened in, it also happened in RoboCop, but when he gets thrown out the window, his arms grow like twice as long as he's falling down. And it looks so real, and definitely not a prop person, definitely not fake. But you have that to look forward to as well. I don't know. This one, like I see that someone had an idea. That idea isn't necessarily new or fresh, or like it doesn't really have like a theme or like a message or a takeaway necessarily. It's just kind of like this thing happens and then that's kind of it. It's a very like a man made this movie, if that makes sense.
Like we've discussed before that we like the dynamic between Gale and Robert Davi's characters, and it is a very fun, playful thing. Like, oh, here's this young kid I'm stuck with, but then they end up becoming like fond of each other, but they don't spend enough time developing it for it to hold any weight. But then they have the scene where they're in like the strip club bar and the girl gets blown up on the motorcycle and it has no actual reasoning to the plot. And it's like they could have cut that whole scene out and built up their character dynamic and actually might have been a halfway decent movie.
Oh, but the girl getting blown up on the motorcycle is the best part.
No one was hit on by the girl with the blue hair. Like, what do you mean cutscene?
Oh my gosh, wait, and we forgot to talk about the first like action sequence when they go into like the warehouse and then Gale gets like put down on like the sawzall table.
He's in like a fucking saw
Yeah.
trap for a second.
Yeah, and like they shouldn't have gone in the first place, and of course they get in like tons of trouble for it. It's like a whole thing at the very beginning.
All of these
Oh, and Gale's
sequences
pimped out
end up having
van.
very little consequence. Gale's van, yeah.
Yeah, I want that van.
As I may have told you guys about this before, but it reminds me of that one episode of Phineas and Ferb where Candace calls the reality TV show to come film what her brothers have built so that she can show her mom when she comes home. The reality TV people have this big van where with all of these screens to point at the backyard so they can always see what's going on. And so when the contraption is blown away by a tornado, they're like, well, we can go to the van and the van has all the footage, but then they go out and the van has also been taken away by a tornado that's being chased by Perry the Platypus and another van. That's what his van reminds me of. It's that one episode of Phineas and Ferb.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's got everything in it. And then there's Robert Davi's character who's like, dude, like, I don't even use, like, a phone. What are you talking about? And has no
Uh,
In a
interest
van.
in.
No.
So, okay,
He's
is
just
it
like,
too
can I
late to
smoke in
ask?
here?
Is it too late to ask, like, what does Robert Davi's character do?
I
Like,
think
is he a secret
he's
agent?
he's just like a detective, I think.
It's the
Is he a
opening, the really confusing opening, where they have it's like a sports documentary in black and white, intercut with you then realize there's surveillance footage of that man in the wheelchair because they're trying to catch him out for insurance fraud, like secret cameras following him around. They do that just for the opening sequence and then forget about it for the rest of the movie.
I mean, is he does I don't understand. I thought that he was that where he would prove that people were faking
Yeah.
insurance claims, faking disabilities for insurance claims. But how did that get his partner? I mean, I understand that that didn't get his partner killed, but like I don't remember why his partner got killed in that line of work. And they were all just like, damn, that sucks. Like he's just a glorified like insurance lawyer.
There's like some criminal plot to do with the warehouse, but it was just so buried by everything else happening. I just don't think I remember what it was.
It was just there for vibes, okay? They were working on vibes.
That's look, if that's what they were doing, that's fine. I maybe it's my fault as a viewer for not picking up on that then.
I don't know. I would agree they weren't very clear with the reasoning as to why his girlfriend and boss had him killed at all. And that like is like the whole point of the movie, so it definitely takes away a little bit like then why are we watching it? There's got to be a real reason here, but there just
Yeah.
isn't.
I guess I don't find proving people are faking disabilities for insurance claims. I don't find that job all that interesting.
I think that might be the reason there's a grand total of 11 letterbox reviews. Half of them are
And
just
we are 4 of them.
It's a movie. It's an action movie.
I just blanked on what I was gonna say too about it. Ah, that'll kill me now that I can't remember.
If you remember, just shout.
Yell.
Just yell, no.
No.
Lowercase.
The end of it I was gonna talk about is the only time they make it clear the insurance fraud is because they end the movie with like now Robert Davi and Gale are on the same page and they're a good like team and they understand each other and they go after that guy that's like faking being in a wheelchair and they catch him on video. And that's like literally how they end the movie, like, oh, we understand each other now and we're a team.
Yeah, it's really very silly. Like it's kind of the cliche. One of us dresses up and pretends, while the other one waits with handcuffs. It really
Yeah.
is. When I say it's like Lenny and Ed from Law and Order, like that's literally what the two of them would do. Is Ed would pretend to be someone, and then Lenny would show up with like the FBI with his like teeny tiny Smith and Wesson and or revolver and or teeny tiny gun. I'm Leonard and you're under arrest. I see that my Law and Order references are not resonating with anyone in the call, so I'll just let's just wrap this up. I think
Boom.
thank you. I mean, I feel horrible for Gale, because these movies are not great, but he gives it his all in anything he is, and like he genuinely is a great actor. I feel really bad that he's in these movies, that are not very good, because he deserved better than that. He looks impeccable, though.
Oh yeah, he really did deserve his big break, and it is so sad that he didn't get it, but nothing we could do now.
Just stalk him on Twitter, like we do.
Exactly.
We can ignore every movie reference we drop his way.
We love you, Gale, if you're listening by some weird chance, and please don't put a restraining order against me for talking about your jeans the way that I did.
That was like the best way.
Yeah. How else were we supposed to talk about it?
I mean, I've
Yeah.
openly thirst tweeted him before, and he's responded, so
Yeah,
I think he's sure of it. He knows he's
it's
hot.
fine.
No,
It's fine. Who would like to do the wrap up? Ashley, you do the wrap up.
Okay. Well, if no one has anything else to add, thanks for listening. This won't be the last Gale episode that you hear from us. Really, these movies, I don't know if I would recommend either of them unless you're just looking to thirst over Gale, then I fully recommend them. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you all next time.